Hi there, my name is Michael.
And I'm Kelsey, and this is our daughter, Sophia.
So some of you may have followed our journey a little bit last year in 2020 as Sophia was born, and we wanted to kind of explain what our purpose with starting this YouTube channel is. So we've titled it The Extraordinary Life.
Not the extraordinary life, the extraordinary life.
Yes, because our life is just a little bit extra with this little one. Yeah, so our goal with this channel is to encourage people and share our journey that we've walked through, and to just continue to give updates on Sophia's journey as she improves in the different challenges that we come across. And we know that some of this is going to be heavy, that it can be difficult.
Overwhelming sometimes.
Yeah.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about the different things that Sophia has been diagnosed with. And so when Sophia was 3 days old, we found out that Sophia has a genetic disorder called myotonic dystrophy. It comes from my side of the family, and so I have what is called classic myotonic dystrophy, which will affect me in the next 5 to 10 years. But since Sophia was born with it, it already affects her. And so basically myotonic dystrophy is just weakening of the muscles, and so physically she's a little bit behind because she doesn't have the same amount of strength as a baby who is not born with myotonic dystrophy.
Right.
And then arthrogryposis, multiplex congenita. Mike will explain more about that.
So arthrogryposis multiplex congenita, so AMC for short, is the signs and symptoms for many numerous reasons for the cause. So for Sophia's situation, the AMC that she has exhibited is because of her myotonic dystrophy, and that was the first thing that we heard about in the hospital, was that she had arthrogryposis. And what that means is that like her joints lock, and so by the grace of God, the only like main severe the main signs of her arthrogryposis are her ankles, which are kind of at a ballerina point, where they they're kind of fixed in a certain position. And so like Kelsey had mentioned earlier, is that we're not trying to go too in depth in everything here, but we're just trying to give like an overview. As we go on, we'll probably do more videos where we do talk about these things in further depth and our journey at the beginning of last year.
Yeah. Sophia also has been diagnosed with renal failure. This happened about a year ago. After surgery, she ballooned up. She went from 6 pounds to 12 pounds overnight because her kidneys stopped working. She's telling you about it too. And so she's on dialysis every night, and she's doing really well so far. But she also has renal failure.
Yeah. The other thing that Sophia has is a shunt, which is a device that is in her brain that allows the fluid that builds up, which we all have fluid in our brain, and we have this thing called ventricles, which is the drainage system for the brain. And hers, because when she was born, she had a pretty significant brain bleed on the right side that clogged her drainage system, and so she required a shunt to displace that fluid that would continue to build up and could cause damage. And so she was first given a subgaleal shunt, which would drain the fluid from her brain to the outer layer of her skin on her scalp. And just at the end of last year, we had that revised to a a VA shunt where it goes from her brain to her heart. And so that's the one she currently has. And so far it's been going really well. And as you probably have seen in other pictures, she also has a trach.
And a G-tube.
And a G-tube, yes. And really all of that, like the extra stuff, like the shunt, the
renal failure,
and the trach, really all of those things are kind of unrelated to her myotonic dystrophy, in the sense that the reason why she has those things is not because of her myotonic dystrophy. A lot of it just kind of started with our first surgery that we did, which was just to place the G-tube and do some other things, which we'll talk about in another video. But at that point is when she had the kidney failure. And then with the kidney failure, that kind of did like a waterfall effect with the trach. And so, but yeah, so that's a little bit of what's going on with, or what has gone on with Sophia.
Yeah, that's the overview. I'm sure in the next few videos we'll explain more in detail. But if you have any questions, you can comment or message us below.
Yes, and please like and subscribe to get the notifications for our next videos.
Yeah.
So God bless you guys.
Thanks.